You are listening to a clip of a Tim Malcolm exclusive interview.
All right, bro.
See
So
the
you
entire
said,
interview by subscribing to his channel and turning on
You got a good Hogan
notifications.
story.
So here's the craziest thing. So obviously, when you're a wrestling fan, Hulk Hogan is the top of the mountain. And yeah, Austin, Rock, Taker, all those guys, but they don't exist without Hulk Hogan.
Absolutely.
My first WrestleMania is WrestleMania 18. I am at one of the signings a couple days before the actual event. And in comes, and I see, and there's a little bit of a buzz, and in out of the corner of my eye comes Hulk Hogan. Now, I had never met him, and he comes in and he does his sits and he does his signing, and afterwards we get up, and I'm going over because in wrestling there's some stupid fucking you got to you got to shake everyone's hand, and you got to show, or you don't show respect and you get heat. And it's so fucking stupid, but you got to do it. You got to play the game.
Okay.
So I go to Hogan, but I actually do want to. I just want to meet him, and I walk up to him and I go, yeah, my name's Maven. Nice to meet you. And he stops me and he says, Maven, love your shit. Would it be okay if my son took a picture with you? And my mind, Tim, just
Nick?
explodes everywhere. Nick, yes. But think about it. At the time in 2002, Nick he was a Tough Enough fan. So to like what Nick grew up with his dad, but Nick was watching Tough Enough. So
Yeah.
I was a bigger deal at the time than that. And I couldn't wrap my head around it.
That's awesome.
I couldn't wrap my head around it.
That's awesome.
It was awesome.
I was in the same
And
room with Hulk Hogan one time, but I didn't get to meet him.
It's one of those. There's a few people I've been in the room with where it kind of like you feel their aura, their presence. Rock was always like that. Rock
What's been
always
your
was
experience
cool.
with Flair? Because I've got two Flair stories. What's been your experience with Flair?
I actually got to go to the men's club there in Charlotte with Flair. And this was back like
that worked there.
I have eaten my fair share of dinners in
Hey,
that
they
club.
got a 5-star restaurant in that motherfucker.
Yo, it's one of the best strip clubs I've ever, and I've been to my fair share.
They got a cigar
And
bar, and yeah,
cool. It's a good time. Even if you're not in the strip clubs, it's a good time. All right, what's my opinion of Flair?
Yeah.
All right, the wrestler Flair, probably one of, if not the best to ever do it. I put him in the Randy Orton category. Yeah, he's a Mount Rushmore figure. Do I think? But then again, he's a Southern good old boy that came up during a time when he just probably had the good old boy mentality.
Yeah.
Now, do I think anything negative about it? No, that's just life, man. That's just how life is.
He's never said or made you feel in a way of which he was better than you, or
every time I've seen him. But in the business we were in, he was. He's never called me boy and told me to go get his luggage. That would cross the line. But I mean, every time I worked with him, he was professional, and He gave me more than I probably deserved, and by that I mean he literally let me act like I was, or let the people believe that I deserved to be in the ring with him when I did not.
Did you see in the news about
he could do? Oh, I saw the video of him in the restaurant.
Give you $1,000 tip just to say to him, kiss my ass. You're disrespecting me.
How am I disrespecting?
Telling me to leave.
I'm not telling you to leave, we're just telling you that you're cut off.
Oh, I'm cut off and I'm not really? She and I are cool, and along comes dipshit. I'll say it again, you're a dipshit. Boss out here and talk to me like a man.
I'm not gonna do that because I'm on the clock.
You push you are. You're on the pussy clock.
You want to go out and talk with me in the park? I said, I don't work here. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's when I don't understand. Was he by himself? Does he not have a handler? That's when he needs to have somebody grab him and get him the fuck out.
Let me tell you a quick story about Flair, man, and let me reiterate. I will always have a love for Flair because he's Charlotte. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
put Charlotte on the map. Like, he was the
Yes.
only celebrity out of this motherfucker for a long time.
Yeah.
I went to I'll never forget, bro. I was standing outside community college one day, and I kept looking at this dude like he looks fucking familiar. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, that's David Flair. And that's when he was wrestling on WCW.
Yeah. Okay.
If you lived in Charlotte, you would run into Flair at least 2 or 3 times in your lifetime. He was all over the place.
Right.
My friend worked for him at Gold's Gym. I got to go to their Christmas party when the Four Horsemen was Flair, Benoit, Malenko, and Anderson.
Okay.
And all 4 of them
All right.
there, I got to meet him. I got a beer when I was 17 or 18 drinking beer with Ric Flair. And I could have blackmailed his ass for money then, but I didn't, you know.
Yeah.
So I went to his last match. And, you know, you're familiar with Conrad Thompson, the guy? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Conrad, I mean, I don't want to say like bad things about him, but Conrad to me is not like a super warm guy. I don't know. I think he's got an ego because he has been very successful with his podcast. He's built a whole fucking empire, but sometimes I think Conrad gets mistaken that he's a star and he's just as big as some of the wrestlers are. And the way he talks to you sometimes is a little off-putting. So I'm not going to go down the situations I've had with Conrad, but I flew in from Charlotte to Memphis, and I mean, I was $2,000 in between plane tickets and seats to the event and shit. And they were selling commemorative posters that had Flair, Jay Lethal, whoever was in Jarrett, whoever was involved in the match. And I bought 3 of them. I have 2 brothers, and we all grew up watching wrestling. And I bought autographs times 3 for every person that was on the poster, which included Davy Crockett, fucking Jarrett's wife. Flair's autograph was $100 each. Okay. By the time you added up all the other ones, 3 Jay Lethal, 3 whatever, I was coming up on $1,000 into these posters.
Yeah.
And
Easily.
I'm in the line for Flair, and they announced this is the first day of signing. Flair is not gonna sign any more autographs. He's only gonna take pictures. So now
I've heard story. I've asked promoters to set me near Flair's table. I've asked them to set me near Brett's table just so I can get their cast-offs when people leave their line. And I was at an event one time where Flair showed up. I want to say it was 2 hours late and then didn't extend the time to make up for it. So
all right, so
I know what you're talking about.
Because I had gotten the tickets through Conrad, not that he gave them to me, let's be clear, but he got
I know you paid for them. Yeah.
I paid for them. Now, given the whole time I was at the event, right, I think Conrad doesn't realize, he don't know who I am, he don't know my show, but people were stopping me all fucking week and getting pictures.
Right.
I even saw Twitter posts of people thanking Conrad for bringing me out there, right?
Wow.
So, yeah, you know, I like whatever. I had a good time, you know, whatever. But like, I went to the guy that was Conrad's partner on the convention and was like, hey, bro, I only came here to get these fucking posters. I was going to give 1 each to my brothers for Christmas. And I'm like, I bought this $600 3D scan to sit in a booth there and then turn you into Okay, so I had spent every goddamn dollar you could on Flair. Now, given, bro, I'm a normal dude. I don't expect special treatment, but I expect to get the fuck I paid for. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I go to him and I'm like, look, man, like Flair refused to sign these. I got everybody else's signature. It's like getting a goddamn Scarface poster without Al Pacino's signature on it. You don't want the other 15 people like that. It was his fucking last match, right?
Right.
So my flight and a lot of other people's flights have been delayed coming in on Friday. We were supposed to do the scan that night, but instead they said you can come Sunday morning and we're going to do all the people that missed. So I show up Sunday morning at like 6 fucking in the morning. They had us there super early. And the promoter told me, bring your posters. I'll get Flair to sign them for you then. So I'm lugging these fucking posters. I'm there. An hour goes by, manager comes out and it's like, I don't know how to tell you this, but I don't know if this is going to happen. And I'm like, he don't want to sign the posters. And he's like, I don't know if
he ain't up.
Flair's in the back crying and we don't know if he's going to participate. I think he was drunk or something. I don't know.
Probably.
Another hour later comes out. He finally goes in. We step into the booth. I'm like, hey, Flair, it's so nice to see you again. I went to school with your son. I showed him the utmost respect, tried to shake his hand. He didn't say a fucking word to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So I walk back out and I tell the manager, like, hey, you going to be able to get these posters signed? He's like, you know what? Bring them to the match tonight and just give him some time and I'll promise. So now I'm at the fucking Nashville Auditorium with these posters and a bunch of drunk
Lugging posters.
I'm texting the dude the whole fucking night and, of course, never get the poster signed. For the last 2 years, I have asked everybody in the wrestling business and offered to pay, not asking for shit for free. I even reached out to Conrad. I mean, that's his fucking son-in-law. And was like, bro, if I mail you these posters, I'll give you 500 fucking bucks. Can you get Flair to sign them? Nope, can't do it. Reached out to Jay Lethal, talked to him. He was going to try to help me, and then he came back, can't do it. Reached out to Billy Gunn's wife, because, you know, nobody can help me. So my taste for...
What about Arn? What about Arn?
So I talked to Arn's wife after the convention, and I just didn't feel like it was, man, I don't like asking people for shit, bro. Like,
No, I don't either. But Arn was always my agent. Arn became my agent when I was wrestling, and Arn was the best, and I love Arn.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you do a convention,
and you said he knows you and likes you, so
yeah, but I mean, it's like, Arn, could you get these Ric Flair? I just feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not asking him to find something.
I hear you.
I hear you. It's not worth me ruining a relationship with somebody for them to feel like I'm trying to use them for a goddamn autograph. But I'll use your ass. If you do a convention and Flair's there, let me fucking know, because I'll mail you this shit.
No, dude, if I do the only one, because there is one in Charlotte that I probably will do again next year. I turn down more conventions. I turn down shit every week. Every fucking week. Are you talking
about it's going on soon? What's that called in Charlotte? This is the last year for it. Not Mad Monster. It's
no. There's God. It's one where they do a Hall of Fame ceremony,
he's not there this year.
He's not.
No, because I would go just.
The promoter's name is Marty. I don't know what his last name is.
It's T-Mart, The Gathering.
Yes, The Gathering. Yes.
Yeah, this is the last year for it. They're shutting it down.
They're doing it. When is it?
Yeah, fuck. It's soon, because I've been seeing the fucking shit. November 20. No, that's WrestleCade. Let's see. It's got to be in the next couple of months, because they've been, and like, man, the guest list is kind of whack this year, to be honest. They don't really have anybody that exciting. August 1st through August 4th.
August 1st. All right. If I do, is Flair on that one?
Come to Charlotte, bro. No, he's not. But if you come to Charlotte to do it, bro, let me know, and I'll show you the fucking town.
Well, here's the thing. I get asked to do conventions all the time, and now I used to have run all over to fucking do them. But once I got my job in the city and I started making some decent money, then I started being able to turn. I don't want to do any of them. Let's get that straight. I don't like doing them. And now that I'm doing the YouTube stuff and I'm making money doing that, man, I turn people down every day. Nah, I'm good.
You need merchandise on your YouTube. You'd be surprised. You need to have merch, man. I really do.
I can't see anybody. Why the fuck would somebody buy a Maven fucking YouTube shirt?
500,000 people subscribing to you. You couldn't. I mean, you even told me you were surprised that I knew who you were, bro. You have been.
I was shocked.
But come on, but that's what I'm saying, man. Like, you got
okay, but that's different. Asking someone to give me 12 minutes of their week is a lot different than asking me to give them $30 for a fucking shirt that says I used to throw a drop kick.
Because let me tell you,
that's a big difference.
My favorite YouTube streamers, I drop in, throw $100 tips around just because I want to support them, because I like their content, bro. And that's why people will buy your shit. It's not so much that they're in love with what you're selling, but it's that, you got some diehard fans. I know, because my wrestling friends all love your podcast. So
Like I haven't started a Cameo yet, just because I can't. I
let
can't
me get that
wrap my.
referral.
I haven't even.
Let me
I
get
can't.
your referral, okay?
I can't wrap my head around the fact that someone would want me to make them a message.
Oh, they
I
will.
just don't.
If
I
I'm
think it would.
selling them, you will sell them, bro. Like
Okay, but you're on a nationally televised TV show
and
every
international.
fucking week.
Get it right.
Internet bingo. Yes, I fucking disrespected you. I just
Nah,
disrespected you, and so I could understand that. It's the same way. It's the same thing as like when George Santos started
bro,
putting out. I
you're
can understand him selling them.
you're Maven, bro. Just because in your mind
Uh,
you're a mid-card wrestler, that
Don't be
you
a
know
little
what,
twit.
man? Think about it like
Hit
this.
the subscribe button and turn notifications on.